All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to your daily dose of awesome. Your pre-Thanksgiving drinking and gorging day. My name is Ferny Ceballos. I'm a lead generation online marketing expert, specializing in helping home business owners, including network marketers, affiliate marketers, and direct sellers, multiply their incomes using the internet. Now, this is your daily dose of awesome. We will not be having another daily dose of awesome until Monday, the Thanksgiving version, and then Friday we have our Black Friday special. So Thanksgiving, obviously, we'll all be with family. And, this Friday we're going to have an awesome training with Julie Burke on social media recruiting. Now, today's topic is actually specifically on recruiting as well. The topic specifically is how do top earners recruit with ease. So it's true, top earners actually have an easier time recruiting people into their network marketing businesses. How do I know that? Simple. I recruit with ease. I recruit with ease every single week wherever I go. I have the ability to easily get somebody interested in what I do. And I'm going to tell you why and how I do this and break down the process, but I'm also going to give you some other tidbits on how you can actually, even if you're not a top earner, how you can try to do the same thing. Now, again, my name is Ferny Ceballos. I'm a lead generation online marketing expert here at Elite Marketing Pro. I built my first six-figure network marketing business within a couple years of discovering the information we teach here at Elite Marketing Pro. And over the past 10 years, I've been responsible for over $11 million in gross income into my home businesses, and have literally helped hundreds of people produce hundreds of millions of dollars in their home businesses over the past 2 years. Now, if you're new to our training, I highly recommend that you subscribe to these Facebook Lives. We do these lives every single day except for holidays, and every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And what you can do is to unlock all our existing content, and then make sure you get notified every time we post anything new. You can actually go on the top right corner of the video if you're watching this on mobile. Top right corner, click on the top right corner, and an ellipsis symbol will show up. Click on that again, and you'll be able to like our fan page. And then if you've already liked it or just liked it right now, then you'll also right there will be able to turn on notifications to be notified every time we go live. This is how we deliver our most impactful free content here at EMP, and so you definitely want to be subscribed. If you're watching this on your desktop, then you can simply right above the description click on our logo. That'll take you to our fan page. And then you'll be able to like our fan page, which will unlock all our content. And then on that same button, like button, you can turn on notifications with the pull-down menu. And make sure you get a little ping every time we go live. If you miss the live version, you can still click on that little ping, and it'll take you to the recording as well. So with all that said, so how do top earners recruit with ease? That is an excellent question. And here, let me make sure that I can see your comments, because I definitely want to interact with you guys. Let me see. There you are, or there I am. I definitely want to interact with you guys. Oh, there you go. You guys hear me, right? All right. What's up, Alyssa? Hello, John. Hey, Cynthia. How's it going? All right. So I want to share a quick story, because this is an example of basically what happens every time I go out and about, go on a business trip or some sort of meeting where I'm meeting with other entrepreneurs, especially if I don't know them. So as you guys know, I was at a mastermind this past week, the Keith Cunningham mastermind, the actual Rich Dad, Robert Kiyosaki's mentor and mentor to many others, including Tony Robbins, and so Keith Cunningham. I'm there. We all basically, that round table that we had, like that I explained in previous Daily Dose of Awesomes. We are presenting, so we're presenting to people in other businesses. I was myself, and there was one other person were the only ones that actually did business on the internet. For the most part, everybody else had businesses, extraordinary businesses, but none of them really had much internet marketing or marketing or period in place. A lot of it was word of mouth, and just like a lot of traditional businesses, that's how they function. And so at the mastermind when I presented, obviously I have to talk about my business and shared the good, the bad, the ugly, and all that stuff. But oddly enough, it wasn't when I presented, that wasn't the opening for me. Whenever I tell people about my business, they naturally get intrigued because usually other business owners don't have marketing in place for their businesses. Or when I talk to other network marketers, especially top earners, they don't have they're always curious about the online space. But what happened is I presented about my business, what I do, and that intrigued people. But the real intrigue came when they started presenting and I started making suggestions on how they can basically add marketing strategy to what they were doing. And essentially one by one they all present, and for the most part, most people I was able to basically give feedback on and use my mastery of the knowledge that I have to help them, to help provide them value. And, as is predictable when I talk to people about my business and what I'm able to help people do, especially with all of you guys, I got a lot of requests for help. I got, people approach me wanting to know if I can help them with marketing, with this type of business, with this type of business, this type of business. And before you know it, like half the room is literally, a potential client for our business, for EMP, or for consulting or whatever. And so this is something I call, essentially a demonstration of value. In business, in the influence circles, the term a demonstration of value is when you kind of just put something out there and naturally, attract people. And so, but before you do that, before you can demonstrate value, obviously you have to have mastery over subject matter. And so what top earners have actually done, what top earners do, is first and foremost, they master certain skill sets. They master the skill set of inviting, they master the skill sets of presenting, and they master the skill sets of training other people so that they can create duplication. But once you become really good at these particular skill sets, once you practice these skill sets, inviting, presenting, and training, you can also add another step to that. And that step, I talked about 3 steps. There's actually a 4th step that actually precedes them, and that's what I said. It's the demonstration of value. The inviting process, the presenting process, and ultimately training other people becomes a lot easier. A heck of a lot easier, based on how much value you're able to demonstrate, how much the perception of what you can provide them, how much that's heightened. And so that's what I did. Basically, every time I have a conversation, someone asks me about what I do in my business, I say this is what I do. I help existing business owners market and promote their products and services on the internet, or I teach other people, or I teach people how to start businesses on the internet. And that is a quick way of demonstrating value. So notice that I didn't have to brag about my results. I didn't have to, say anything about how much money I've made or anything. I just shared with people what I do, and that heightens their interest if they're a good prospect. If they're not a good prospect, it's as if they never heard you, and that's fine. Then you don't talk to them about your business. Luckily, I was in a room of business owners who wanted to know more. And so before I even invite them, before I go through the inviting process for my company or my products or services or anything else, they're going to ask questions, and then based on your mastery of your skill set, you provide an answer. And so obviously I've mastered the skill sets that is directly relevant to them, and so I'm able to tell, basically explain to them how exactly I can help them. Now, again, at no point did any of them ask me how much money they can make, how, any of those difficult questions, because of how quickly can I get results and all this stuff. They did ask me how much do I have to spend, to make things work and stuff like that. Logistical questions related to money, but not, the questions aren't the normal objections that you deal with. Why? Because there's no longer that skepticism that you know what you're talking about. You've clearly demonstrated that you know what you're talking about. You clearly demonstrated that you're a competent business owner, that you're a competent, influencer. And so that's why for top earners, the inviting process and everything else becomes a lot easier. So what you have to commit to is a commitment to mastery, a commitment to practice these skill sets so that you can then add that first step in the beginning. Now, you don't have to, having that basic foundation and study is important. That's why my friend Tim Sales, he actually recommends that new distributors take the first month of their career actually learning, diving deep and learning as much as they can in that first month, so that when they actually start approaching in that second month, start inviting people and talking to people, they can demonstrate a competency with those skill sets. And not only that, they can competently answer questions. And what that happens is when you answer questions and you are able to answer effectively, you're demonstrating value, and that heightens the prospect's interest. And ultimately, when you've really mastered it, the entire process becomes a lot easier, because even before you've made the invitation, even before you've gotten people interested, not only have you built rapport, not only have you made a connection, you've demonstrated that you clearly know more on this subject than they do. And if it's relevant to them, if what you do provides a benefit for them, then they're going to want to seek you out. They're going to want to, when can we talk? They're the ones that are going to ask you the questions. And so sometimes you don't even have to do the inviting. I hope that's making sense to you guys. I know some of you arrived a little late. Now, there's a training that I did about a month ago. I forget when exactly. It was on how to recruit Uber drivers. And it was kind of a little bit tongue in cheek, because every time I hop in a Uber or a Lyft, I actually use Lyft. I get to talking with the driver, and eventually the driver will ask me, "What do I do?" And so what I answer is exactly what I said just now. I said I help existing business owners how to market and promote their services on the internet, and I also help people start businesses on the internet. And so that statement is either going to create intrigue or it's not. And you can pretty much use similar statements in starting your conversations with people that will have the most appeal. Structure that statement, that elevator pitch, so that the benefit for the person you're talking to is obvious. Now, if you're somebody that helps people get fit or lose weight, then you're going to have to change that statement so that it fits that. You help people make money. You can't just say you help people make money. You have to say something related to be able to start businesses on the internet or something like that. That's a little more intrigue, because if you say, yeah, you help people make money, then that's just, it's kind of cheesy, and people's alarm bells go up. Especially if you're talking to educated people who have very good careers. It's like they know how to make money. They make six figures at a really good job. So what are you going to do for them? So it has to be different. It has to be something that's attractive. So you'll want to work on that, what your elevator pitch is. Also, with regards to social media, this Friday we're going to be doing a training with Julie Burke. Julie is a multiple six-figure earner in network marketing. She personally recruited 270 plus people personally into her business using social media, and she built an organization of over 8,300 people, 80% of whom were brought on using social media. So social media is also a great medium to practice this kind of like augmented inviting strategy. You obviously want to connect with people and build that rapport, but when the topic of what you do comes up, you want to be able to demonstrate value without seeming like you're going to pitch them something. Don't talk about your company. In fact, Julie's training, as she's going to do on Friday, by the way, the link is in the description. If you want to sign up, we're raising money for charity. This is the first time Julie's ever done training like this in such an in-depth way on how she recruits using social media. And you don't need a website or a funnel to do what Julie does. You can simply need a Facebook account, and you're off to the races. And so we're charging $97 for this training, and then 40% of the proceeds are going to go to charity, and 40% are going to go to the person whoever referred you. If you're watching this video, someone may have shared this video. And by the way, if you're in our group and you're watching this video, you need to share this video and make sure you invite others to watch this training. So this Friday, it's Black Friday, and Julie's going to come on. $97. We're raising money for charity. and the other part, big chunk, is going to go to the whoever referred you to the training. And Elite Marketing Pro is just basically covering their marketing cost and cost of putting this together. And so it's pretty cool. So you get to learn how to utilize the inviting process that I just kind of went through quickly. You learn how to utilize that using social media, so you don't have to do it in person. You don't have to prospect the Uber driver if you don't want to. You don't have to prospect your waiter or your bartender or your friends or family. All you have to do is have a Facebook account and approach the cold market. And Julie said something interesting in one of our conversations. I think she said it in one of the previous trainings. Is she said that when she got started in network marketing, she had, within the first month, she did extremely well, made over $2,000 in commissions, just out of the gate. Did some stuff on Facebook where 45 people reached out to her asking what she was doing in her business. So imagine that. That's attraction marketing. Having people ask you what you're doing versus you trying to prospect people one by one. And she said that she didn't want to approach friends and family. She didn't want to make a list of people she knew. She didn't want to do home meetings or hotel meetings because she wanted to be home with her family and didn't want that to take away from her family life. So what she decided to do, the best approach for her, was to go after the cold market through social media. It solved all the issues related to having to leave home. It solved all the issues with regards to not wanting her family to know. She thought she can grow bigger by going after people that weren't her family. And obviously that was a good strategy because she's killed it ever since. And so that's what she's going to be showing you. She's going to, obviously, I went through a very basic outline of the recruiting process I use, demonstration of value. Eventually you make the invite, and it's nonchalant. It's like you basically almost like, when you make the invite, it's like you don't even want to make the invite. And then you schedule a time, and then later on present. You got to be effective at presenting, and then finally you have to be able to train. When somebody joins your team, you got to be able to effectively train that person so that they can duplicate this process. And so that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving, and hope to see you guys on Friday after Thanksgiving, instead of being out in the malls and fighting crowds and possibly risking your life, apparently, and fighting over a TV set. Join us this Friday. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern, so 10 a.m. Pacific. So it's going to be early. It's going to be in the morning for those of you in the Pacific Coast, and 1 p.m. in the East Coast. So it's going to be, the training is going to be early. It's expected to go for over 2 hours. The training is set for 2 hours. We'll probably do some Q&A afterwards, so maybe 2.5, 3 hours. So it's going to be in depth. It's a big time commitment. But I guarantee this is the most valuable training on social media recruiting you're ever going to get. And the process that I just went through and much more, you'll be able to learn how to apply it to recruiting through social media, so you never have to leave your home if that's what you want to do. And then also eventually, Julie, at the end of her presentation, will be showing you how to transition from social media recruiting strategies to doing attraction marketing, which is really what we're all about. And so that transition will also be taught there with Julie. So that's it, guys. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Tiffany, I know you're late. No worries. Cecilia, great to see you. What is up, David? I'm glad you guys made it. Andy from Nashville. Take care, everybody. Have an awesome Thanksgiving. Again, no Daily Dose of Awesome tomorrow or Friday. We will be back on Monday, Cyber Monday, and with some more training. So take care.